Hello, this is Jim Smith at GannAnalysis.net. You can reach me at jamessmith at GannAnalysis.net or at my website, GannAnalysis.net, www.GannAnalysis.net. In this chart, which I posted to Twitter on October 29th, I was trying to get a little attention, calling attention to something called the 90-90-90 rule without really explaining it. People had to send me an email in order to get the full report, which I did send them when they followed up. Today, I just want to show you exactly what that meant in case you didn't see this before. What I did here, I drew a Gann fan up from zero. That's called a zero price fan. Instead of price moving up from the low, I chose to draw it up from zero, and that's called a zero price fan. And the 1 by 1 is the green line here. The 1 by 1 happens to be using a scale of 1 point per week. A 2 by 1 would be 2 points per week. A 3 by 1 would be 3 points per week. And a 4 by 1, 4 points per week. Now notice you got the bad news, the stock sold off, it rallied back, but it found resistance 4 weeks in a row at the 4 by 1. And that's why I told clients and I told people on Twitter that, hey, maybe this thing's forming a lower high and it's getting ready to go down again. And so what is the 90-90-90 rule? Well, let me show you an updated chart of what is taking place today. We got disappointment on third quarter earnings. Stock sold off sharply. We got the warning here in advance that there was another leg down coming because we couldn't get above the 4 by 1 line. So that was our warning. It could go down. It doesn't have to go all the way down to 90, but it could. And if it gets there by November 8th, that would be 90 calendar days high to low as you hit the 90 price level, so 90-90. And if you look at the February 2020 low and you count 90 weeks, it comes due that same week. So that's where you get 90-90-90. 90 days down from high, 90 points at the bottom, 90 weeks from the Feb 2020 low. I'm not saying it has to happen, but if it did, wouldn't it be cool? Honestly, in order for us to get down to 90, you'd have to take out the 50% division of high at 248, and maybe you'll find support and bounce back. But if you take this out, you're probably going down here. So this could be sort of like when it rains, it pours. They got bad news on quarterly earnings. It starts to sell off maybe in the next few days. Maybe something else comes out. We don't know. But we know that the way stocks behave when they start selling off in a waterfall decline, usually there's more bad news to follow. And this was sort of a bubble stock that went up dramatically. So maybe it shouldn't surprise us when the bubble stock pops and goes down dramatically. So I'm speculating. I'm not saying it has to get to 90. I'm saying that it potentially could go all the way down to 90 by November 8th. And if it did, that would be in perfect balance from a Gann perspective. 90 points, 90 trading days down from high, and 90 weeks up from low. It'd be very cool. You see, understand this one point. Gann is all about balance between time and price. And when you're at 90 points and 90 days down from high, there's a kind of balance. And if you also happen to be 90 weeks from low, so much the better. The more synergy, the more you see harmony in the markets, the more likely you are to get a turn. So when you get to an extreme level, either a high or a low, and you're at that balance point in time and price, you should be looking for a change in trend. So I'm not forecasting a low at 90. I'm saying if it gets down to 90 by November 8th, that's probably going to be a low. Who knows? Maybe it won't get that low. Maybe it'll find support at 248 and bounce back. But if it gets that low, you might even think about buying it. That's from a Gann perspective. Keep in mind, I don't care what the stock does. I'm doing this for educational purposes. I do not own the stock. I'm not short the stock. I don't really care. I'm just illustrating in advance what could happen to the stock if it continues down. We're at 279 now, and I'm sure that a few people would have liked to have known that before quarterly earnings were announced today, that the potential is this thing could go down. And that's why some people subscribe to my service, because the Gann is very useful. It's something that everyone can use, and I'm not trying to mystify Gann. I'm trying to demystify it. So I want you to understand what I'm saying, and I'm willing to put this out there to explain it because I want people to understand it. I don't want you to subscribe to the service and think you're going to get something that you don't understand. I go out of my way to explain the concepts so that you know exactly why I think something's going to happen. And if that appeals to you, think about subscribing to the service. It's not hard. You go to the website, www.gannanalysis.net, and in the upper right corner, you'll see a shop button. You click on it, and then you can subscribe by credit card or PayPal, whichever suits your needs. And keep in mind, we do cover stocks, bonds, commodities, Forex, crypto, and we do look at individual stocks now and again if something really interesting is going on. So if you have a stock request and you're a subscriber, yeah, of course, I'll do it for you. So I hope this has been educational. I hope this explains some concepts of Gann, and look forward to hearing from you in the future. Good luck in your trade.